Hello and welcome to Program 78 in this series of programs and tutorials for TradeStation Easy Language. And this new program looks at a volume profile for the charts. And what it's actually doing is for each bar, it will take the volume of that bar and it will store that in a dictionary with the index, the closing price of the bar. What the program then does is look for what I've called volume pivots. And if we just go to the program page, you'll see an example here. I've put this in a spreadsheet and drawn a little chart, and what you could see here are 5 pivots, and what they are is with the price going from the lowest price to the highest, a pivot would be a bar where there are a certain number of smaller volumes above it and a certain number of smaller volumes below it, making a pivot. And so what the program does, it finds those pivots and then it ranks them according to volume, and then it will draw those on the chart based on some user input colors. So for example, in this particular case, the number 1, the largest, is given this red color. Number 2 is given this color down here, this purple, and so forth. And what we're also doing is printing the top 5 details of the top 5 price levels. And what you'll notice, well, let's just have a look at the user inputs. You'll see that what we can do is determine how many pivots you can have on the chart, but that is limited to be smaller or equal to 20. I found that with that number, it does start to look a little crowded. So I think for me, 5 is a good number. The strength, this is talking about the volume pivots. In other words, the number of bars with a smaller volume above and a smaller volume below. In this case, it's set to 3. And then go back bars. Now, this program is quite similar to program 56, but rather than analyzing all the bars on the chart, what it does, it goes back from the last bar a certain number of bars and it analyzes those bars only. What you can also do is set up the colors, and you'll see that we've got 10 options here. If we had the top vol pivot set to 20, then what it would do is it would sort of recycle those colors, but it would just change the alpha value for the ones with a lower ranking. And similarly, we've got line styles, and got 10 of those. So this program is unprotected. It's got a lot of potentially useful information in terms of using dictionaries, vectors, drawing objects, and also how to create user exceptions. And it's got 3 user exceptions. One of them is that it will raise an exception if you set the number of pivots over 20. It's got another one such that in terms of the line styling, it's got to be between 0 and 6, otherwise you get a user exception. And then the other one is that you have to load a number of bars on the chart which is greater than or equal to this number here, the user input bars ago plus 1. So in this particular case, looking at this Google momentum chart, I think I've got that set at 1001. Or in fact, we can't determine it with the number of bars, but what I could do is just give you an example. If I change that to 2 weeks back, probably won't be enough bars. Yeah, user runtime error. And what it's telling me, reason the number of bars loaded, 487 for the symbol, must be greater than go back bars, which is in this case 1000. So you do need to make sure that you load a suitable number of bars. Let's just look at some of the other charts here. And incidentally, this will run on all sorts of bars, but the important thing if you're using an advanced bar is that you set to the 1 tick interval. Otherwise, your results will be spurious. So let's just look at some of the charts I've got open here. Got a 30-minute S&P futures, and you can see there some potential support lines. If we were to just go to the symbol, you'll see that I've got the go back bars set to 1000, and if we look at the symbol, I've got the bars back set to 1001. And then also I've got a Google Renko chart here, and a S&P futures 1 minute bar. And this, you'll notice the go back bar is set to 500. So if we just go back, we want to, for example, analyze more bars going back, then what we can do is change that. I'm going to set that to 1000 like so. And you'll see now we're seeing less lines because some of these lines are above and below the range of the chart. So what we could do is just condense the chart a little bit. But what we can also see is we've got the information below where we can see those price levels printed for us as well. So I think that covers the main elements of this program. If you would like to have a look at it, please go to the program page. It is available for download. It is unprotected, and see you next time.